Acceleron Learning, life experience accelerated. On deck right now, career dynamics and negotiations and bargaining. Hello and welcome, I'm Perry Flowers. In the course of your career, there's a good chance you will encounter a situation where you need to bargain or negotiate with your boss, coworker, employer, to get something that you want. This something may include employee benefits, a promotion, a pay raise, or a better office location, among others. But it doesn't stop there. What about buying a new car or negotiating with your homeowners association? These skills are useful everywhere. So what exactly is the difference between bargaining and negotiation? Don't they mean the same thing? Many people believe the two terms are synonymous. However, there is a notable distinction. Bargaining is a zero-sum situation where individuals are so linked together that there's a negative correlation between their goal attainments. In other words, two or more parties are trying to divide something so that one party leaves with the desired something and the other party leaves with nothing. Bargaining is said to be distributive because two or more parties are dividing something up. They are distributing it. Bargaining provides one party with something and all other parties receive nothing. Therefore, a clear win-lose scenario arises. This is also referred to as fixed pie situation. The proverbial pie is only so big and everyone gets a piece. Negotiation, on the other hand, is an integrative because it attempts to make sure each party gets a part of something. Negotiation is a non-zero sum, where each party involved works cooperatively. The goals are linked so that there is a positive correlation between the goal attainments of all parties. Negotiation is a form of decision-making in which two or more parties talk with one another in an effort to resolve their opposing interest. Negotiation creates a win-win situation because all parties arrive at a mutually acceptable solution. This is referred to as growing the pie. In this case, the proverbial pie can be increased in size so that everyone gets what they want. As you can see, there's in fact a distinction between bargaining and negotiation. Bargaining, by nature, tends to be competitive because one party is the clear winner and all other parties lose. On the contrary, negotiation is cooperative because all parties are winners and are satisfied with the mutual solution they reach. Steps in the bargaining process. Opening positions. These are used to influence the other party's resistance point by proposing your exaggerated expectation. Studies show that negotiators that make exaggerated offers, as opposed to modest ones, get closer to their target point. However, if your opening position is too exaggerated, it can be insulting and may end negotiations immediately. If you're still willing to discover the other party's resistance point, it may be preferable to let the other party begin the bargaining process. Concessions. People are usually willing to accept a subsequent offer that is better than their target point. Concessions help negotiations proceed, especially if opposing parties encounter an impasse. Prior to negotiating, it is important to have a list of concessions you're willing to make. Concessions can be used as a way to get what you want. It can also send a clear message of firmness if a concession is not reciprocated. Parties feel better about this settlement when it involves a progression of concessions. Parties feel a need to reciprocate in concession making. As the concessions get smaller and less frequent, one knows if he or she is approaching the other party's resistance point. If they are always equal in size, keep going. One way to signal a final concession is to make it bigger than the last few ones. Make note of concessions made during negotiation. Commitments. Take a position is a way to signal a firm stance regarding a certain course of action. If commitments are made, the negotiator should be sure to follow through or it could negatively affect the negotiator's reputation. Commitments have a high degree of finality. They are specific and have a clear statement of consequences. Commitments are often interpreted as threats by the other party, but can be used to force a decision. You should try to prevent the other party from making commitments by moving the conversation along or suggesting alternatives. Closing. Provide a concise summary of the discussion and state your closing position to signal the end of the conversation. This is your final opportunity to sweeten the deal if you want to gain an advantage.